Hey everybody, it's Dave Strickland. You know, players like Derrick Rose, Chris Paul, Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, and Tony Parker are all great point guards who are largely responsible for their team's success. Now, these game changers and other point guards just like them all possess three main attributes. And those attributes are they're athletic, they've mastered the fundamentals, and they're mentally tough. And by mentally tough, I mean they have high basketball IQ, they're extremely competitive, and they are able to overcome adversity. Now, when I talk about being athletic, I'm talking mainly about size, strength, speed, and quickness. Now, there's little that you can do about your size, your physical size, your height, and your wingspan. But your strength, your speed, and your quickness can all be improved with proper training. Now, websites like Hoop Skills and Basketball Classroom are loaded with basketball-specific drills and basketball-specific workouts that can help you improve in these areas. Mastering the fundamentals, talking about shooting, passing, and ball handling. Now, when it comes to ball handling, you have to be able to get the ball from point A to point B. You've got to get it from the baseline down the floor so your team can get into the offense. You've got to be able to do this with your right hand and with your left hand, and you have to be able to do it under extreme pressure. In the half court, you've got to be able to use ball screens. You also have to be able to execute straight line drives to the basket and be able to finish at the rim. When it comes to passing, you have to be able to effectively execute post-entry passes. You have to properly distribute the ball at the end of the fast break. And you have to be able to pass out of a crowd, whether you're trapped or whether you've penetrated and put yourself into the paint where it's really crowded. You've got to be able to pass out of that, get the ball to the perimeter, or be able to dish to the post player. When it comes to shooting, you don't have to be Steph Curry, but you must be a legitimate shooting threat. Way too many players in today's game are neglecting this skill, and they're focusing almost solely on their handles and on getting to the rim. And as a result, their outside shooting and their free throw shooting are suffering. And there's not as many elite point guards as there could be if they would work on their shooting a little bit more. Now, possibly the most important of the three is mental toughness. Look, how many times have you seen a point guard come down, turn the ball over, and then out of frustration, turn around, chase down the guy that stole the ball from him, and then just hack him as the guy goes up for a layup? You've seen it a lot. How many times have you seen point guards play pretty well for the majority of the game, and then crunch time comes and they just seem to wilt under the pressure, or they just disappear completely? How many point guards have you seen who aren't aware of the time and score? And so as a result, they end up taking a bad shot themselves instead of getting the ball to the hot hand, or instead of running the play that the coach has diagrammed or that the coach has instructed them. Again, we see that way too often. Look, if you're a player and you're a point guard, you need to accept the role of being a coach on the floor, and you need to make a concentrated effort to improve the mental aspect of your game. If you're a coach, you've got to find ways to teach your point guards how to execute under pressure and how to get everybody else involved. And you also have to impress upon them how important these things are, not only for your team, but for their future if they want to take their game to another level. Look, almost anyone can be a decent point guard, but not everyone can be a great one. Only those players that possess the right physical attributes, that have mastered the fundamentals, and who are mentally tough can eventually take their game from good to great and become an elite point guard.